Oh yes, the 2019 Ram Rebel. The 6-inch lift, RBP wheels, 35 by 12.5 tires, and that beautiful AWE 0FG exhaust. Listen to that. You can't beat the sound of a V8. I'm sorry, you just can't. But this truck, we've had it, we've done a lot with it. So let's go for a drive and talk about what they're trying to take this and turn it into in the future. But first, it's 2023. This has been sitting in the door of my truck for like probably a year, and it is a TRX start button. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. You guys want the part number? It is right there. So if you guys remember, before the TRX even came out, we got this little overlay that sticks over the factory one, which is red. It looks cool, but we can do better than that. We're gonna get the one that actually lights up, which is the factory Mopar TRX button, because at this point, we're keeping the Rebel. We're not getting a TRX, at least not just yet. So we're gonna do the quickest install ever on one of these. First of all, we're gonna pull our little, this guy comes out. In here, well, yeah, it's other stuff in there. We've got 2 bolts that got to come out. Let's get those removed. We're going to give a good yank on the screen. It's all going to come out. We're going to pop this guy out because it goes behind here. That's the only reason we got to pull all this off. And then we can pop that guy out pretty quick and we're going to be on our way. All right, so first off, I'm going to grab my new Milwaukee electric screwdriver. Run our top screws out. Quick and easy. Then we're gonna grab a hold of the screen to make sure you're not gonna scratch it on anything. Give it one good pull. We're just gonna kind of set that guy just like so, because it's gonna go back in pretty soon. Then grab a hold of where your start button is. Let's give it a little tug. It's just little plastic clips. Then gonna undo our start button. Now we have this little piece in our hand. This is the back of it. Then there's these 2 little retainers on either side. You might need a little screwdriver, and that'll pop our old start button out. So now you can see we have the trim ring popped out, just these 2 little tabs, like I said. Pull that guy out, put this aside for now. Then we have our little gray trim ring around here, little kind of shiny trim ring. Pops right off. There's our factory button. And I mean, you can see, I don't know, I'm not gonna pull it off. I'll leave it on there, but it's just an overlay on there. Did the job. Now we're gonna grab our TRX button right there. Now we have the light in the back. The overlay kind of, it kept the light from shining through, and that's kind of why I'm doing this today. So then we have that factory feel every time we hit that start button. All right, so we do have this little shell around here, and mine stayed in this part here just by the way that I took it out. I removed the button from this, so if yours won't fit in there, that's probably why, but we can remedy that pretty quick. Just gonna push these little fingers and we're gonna get this right out of our factory piece just like that. Put that aside. Then our start button should fit. So now we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like this. That wonderful click. We're gonna plug that back in to our start button wiring. We're going to make sure our wire is nicely tucked in where it's supposed to be. Pop in our clips. Then we're gonna take our big screen, get everything nicely lined up and gently. Make sure everything clicks back into place. Put our top 2 screws in and we're done. Now let's see if it works. Oh Sounds amazing. May not have 702 horsepower, but we can push the same button as the guys that do. All right, everybody, so we're out in the Ram Rebel, and you can hear that V8 sound. It's just, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful sound. You can't, and it makes it so much better when you have AW exhaust on it. But besides that, the Ram Revolution, I watched the video on it a couple of times, and I'm just gonna kind of give my first thoughts of what I think of that new concept that's coming out with a fully electric Ram truck. So let's start off with some good things to say about it. And if anybody knows, you guys know I love LED lights, and they've got a ton of LED lights on this thing. See, you guys knew I was on track for the future when I decided to put LED lights throughout my interior and all of that, because if it doesn't have that, it's just not a futuristic thing. But we do have a whole lot to be given on this concept. Now, we don't know how much is actually going to come to market, but usually stuff like that, it kind of catches your eye. It's the whole thing. They got the lit up Ram badge on the door. They've got the big kind of fork-like LED lights for your daytime running lights, accent lights on the headlights. I'm not a huge fan of the taillight design necessarily, but it is better than the Cybertruck in my opinion. Cybertruck just has the one straight kind of light, and then the Ram Revolution has, it's almost like a big M on the back, but the side lights are just kind of straight down, and it's a little basic for me, but they're kind of going for a futuristic look, and I get it. But the body shape is totally different. They do have that nice, almost like a wide body look in the back, and really gives it a whole new dimension and a whole new take on a truck. Now, there is all those different subjects about electric versus gas. I really do like the sound of a V8. I do like the simplicity of being able to just fill it up with gas for, you know, it takes you 10 minutes to fill it with gas and you're on your way. You don't have any of that electric car stuff that goes along with it, like trying to find a station that has electric charge stations and all of that. Having to wait sometimes 40 minutes to have your vehicle charged to get to the next place. I don't know if it's necessarily a long distance vehicle for me because of all the different, the layovers and whatever they call it nowadays, for how that all has to work with getting your vehicle charged so you can get to the next point. I'm not sure about how cold weather is going to affect the longevity of the batteries, because batteries obviously get worn down faster because they need to be heated, and there's just a whole big another ball of wax when it comes to an electric vehicle versus a gas. Gas, I think, to me is simpler, it's easier to manufacture, and it doesn't have the battery at the end of the day that needs to be disposed of or rebuilt, and they require a lot of environmental impact things to create these electric vehicles. So I don't want to hear about, oh, it's better for the environment, because that simply isn't the case. But it is new technology, and I'm open to new ideas, so you never know. This may become something that is more common in our world. Do I think that we're really there yet? No, but we have come a long way in everything else, so why can't they build the grid better? Why can't they do other things incentive-wise to get people into these vehicles? I'm sure there is some way that we can make this work. I don't think we're there yet, but this vehicle's not here yet either. So as far as really cool features, I already mentioned the LED lights, very, very cool. I do have on my Super Duty the lit up F350 badges on the fenders because it just gives you that futuristic look, and now this truck will have that as well, at least on the concept. Who knows if that will come to market? I really hope it does. The suicide doors, that is cool, and I did see something about it having facial recognition and being able to, you know, open the vehicle as you walk up to it, which is kind of cool as well. And it's just kind of nice security features, depending on how well that works. I don't know, I would have to see it in practice, but the suicide doors open up, you have lots of room to get in the vehicle. The seats look really cool. It has that big, huge glass roof on it, which is absolutely awesome. I love the way that the panoramic is on this truck. You're driving, you can see the clouds. It's just more of an open, kind of more connected to the outdoors, and just, yeah, it's more a stimulating drive because you have so much more to look at than just out your side windows. Also, they did do what Chevy did years ago with the Avalanche, and they have the ability to open the back bed into your cabin and then fold down the seats if you want to put something in there. For me, I mean, I can imagine this fully loaded is going to be well past the $100,000 mark, or at least very close to it. And am I going to be taking a 4x8 sheet of plywood and sliding that onto the back of my leather seats? Probably not. So as far as that opening the bed up thing, that's probably something I wouldn't use personally. And they did do that with the Avalanche, and I don't think a lot of people use that either. If you're gonna haul big stuff, you either get the bigger truck or you have a trailer. That's just kind of for me personally. But it's there, it's a concept, it's kind of cool. But I mean, drop in the comments, would you guys use that? I also saw they do have the ability to extend the bed. It has like a tray inside it, and the whole thing kind of extends. So if you want to put more stuff in there, you have that option as well. If you want to retract it, then you have a shorter vehicle, easier to park. That is also very interesting. Also, they do have just kind of the little interior nuances, like they're using different materials, making the interior look very inviting and very fancy looking. And they kind of went more of a Tesla looking on the dash with a big screen and the more like square-like steering wheel, not necessarily a yoke, but something that's different than your standard circular steering wheel. Also, the ability for all the technology to go into these vehicles is absolutely crazy. As far as the aftermarket goes on these, this is where I really think that it's going to be different. Now, with a truck like this, I bought it, I was able to put a lift kit on it. I was able to put a bunch of different accessories to manipulate things as far as the body control module. I got this automotive taser, I can go in and I can do light shows and I can change things or whatever. Maybe they would have that as an option on the actual infotainment system on this new vehicle. But there is a lot of tech in these, and a lot of things that I've noticed they need to improve on the reliability of, because sometimes, I mean, even when this truck was new, I would have the screen going out on me and, you know, going to blue screen for the reverse camera, and I'd have to reboot the system to get it to come back. And it's actually been really good over the last couple of years, but it just took some time, I guess, before they were able to work out all the bugs. But it is something that can have issues, and if you're relying on those systems, I really think it can be either a really good thing or a complete nightmare. So for me personally, full electric has a lot of downfalls because of the fact that you're relying solely on electric. I think hybrid is kind of a really cool way that you can have best of both worlds. So if you're in the environment where electric is needed, you can drive around the city in full electric mode, but you still have that backup engine that's able to charge the battery, and it's able to get you where you need to go if you need to, and you're not going to be stuck with a dead battery if you can't find a charge station, but you're still using fossil fuels. But the fact is, the electric car doesn't get away from fossil fuels. The electric that is used in the electric vehicle is made with fossil fuels from the power plant. It's just kind of trading it off. You don't have exhaust coming out of the car, but there's exhaust coming out of that power plant to make the energy to make that car go. So essentially it is just running off the power plant. So you're not saving the environment there. Plus, you know, obviously the lithium mines and everything that goes into making these batteries is a lot more than it takes to get something to make gasoline. And also all the plastics in a vehicle is made from oil. So the tires, all of that, everything, you still need oil. You're always going to need oil. If they think that they can get away from oil 100%, I think we are centuries off from that. So thinking that you're environmentally friendly and driving an electric car is just kind of a joke. But I guess there's a lot of people that don't know how things are made or doesn't know what plastic's made out of. But fact is it going to work for the truck market? I mean, for me, I use my truck for work purposes. Like I tow things with it, I haul things with it, I haul the family with it. So this has kind of become the happy medium for people that do things with their vehicle other than transportation, but they still have the interior comfort. And Ram has really done a great job with that. The interior comfort of this truck is awesome. It is comfortable. The steering wheel is nice. The seats are comfortable. The infotainment system's awesome. It's almost like people have been calling this the Tesla screen because it has a 12-inch screen in it. But it is still, or is it 14? Is this one 14-inch? I think it's 14-inch. The Ram, or the Ford is a 12-inch. So we got the big screen. We have all the options as far as in the newer ones. You can get the 360 camera. You can get all of the creature comforts that you would get with your normal luxury car. Even if you get up to the higher trims, I think you can even get massage seats, which is pretty awesome, which I don't have. I do have heated seats though, but that's it. No air conditioned seats. But I'll really be interested to see how this new vehicle is going to be equipped. I mean, there's so much that goes into a vehicle of this type. Like, obviously the Cybertruck is going to be a direct competitor with this, and I think the looks of the Ram are way nicer than the Cybertruck. It's just, Cybertruck is just kind of a big triangle type flat surface, almost like a DeLorean type deal with the stainless steel body, but it was made to be affordable. They're saying it's gonna be like 44 grand to start out. Is the Ram gonna be able to compete with that? I don't know. Is the Cybertruck ever gonna come to market? I have no idea. It's been a long time. But what are your guys' opinion on that? I mean, we can talk about electric versus gas. We can talk about the new Ram, just kind of concept, versus the truck that we're in today. This is a 2019. This is basically the same thing you're going to get in 2022, 2023, with a couple of little upgrades they did with like the mirror that goes to the video screen that you can, you know, see a little better, and a couple of little upgrades here and there. But generally speaking, this is the same platform as what you're going to get today. And, well, we're going to be nice. Let this guy in over here. Come on, buddy. You can do it. We're not going to let you sit behind the semi-truck. We're going to be nice. That's what we do. It's all about kindness. We're going to do some kindness today. But I would miss that. I would definitely miss that. And I know the electric ones, they've got the torque. They go pretty crazy fast. I've never been in a full electric car, but from what I've seen, you know, people's reactions, they definitely have that wow factor to put you in the seat and go compete with people's race cars on the track, you know, as far as drag racing and whatnot, just because of that instant torque of the electric motor. But it does drain the battery very quickly when you do that. So yes, there's very big trade-offs. I mean, the Hellcat, when you have a TRX, you have that poor fuel economy, but you have that crazy whine from the supercharger. You got the big V8, you got the good sound, you have the very limited maintenance, really. I mean, as far as, you know, you don't have any battery maintenance, any big stuff. It's just oil changes, brakes, whatever, just your standard stuff that people are pretty used to. You can buy a TRX and maintain that thing in your driveway. But on the other hand, an electric vehicle doesn't need an oil change. It doesn't have all the moving parts of an engine. You have your drive motors, you have your electronics, you have your main battery is basically all you need to do as far as maintenance goes, brakes and tires. But, you know, if you're not keeping it for a long time, might be a good option. If you're going short distance, might be a great option. If you're towing and going long distance, I've heard with the Ford Lightning that the range goes down significantly when you put a load behind it, and then you're going to end up having to charge that, taking an hour out of your day possibly. That might not be something that people that run businesses want to have happen with their vehicle. You know, they're not going to want to have those long charge times. They want to have something that's quick and back on the road again with having the gas version. But we're not really, it is part of the conversation as far as gas versus the electric, being that they are taking away the gas to replace it with the electric, I think, essentially, and that is what this Ram Revolution is going to be. So are you guys down with that? Are you good with having an electric alternative to your gas truck? Are you going to get rid of your gas truck to have that? For me personally, I don't know. It would really come down to, I mean, I would try it. I would definitely see what it would be like and give my opinion on it, because I think that's really it's a worthwhile feat to kind of see, after having the regular Ram, would I be able to live my life comfortably with the electric one, or would I absolutely hate it and miss just the simplicity of being able to go to the gas station and filling it up. So you guys tell me, would the new Ram Revolution replace your current Ram? For me, I would have to consider some things very strongly. One being, would it affect my normal life? Like, the gas engine, I can fill it up and I can move beyond my way. I can drive this to Canada and back. I wouldn't think twice about it. The electric one, I don't know. How does it work in cold weather? How does it work in all these different things? This is new technology. This is some uncharted territory. Some of the new tech is very cool. I love the fact that they kept the RAM boxes. I love my RAM boxes. They're not horribly small, but they are a little tiny bit on the small side compared to what they're showing in that concept, where you can open the whole side of the bed, and then it's got, you know, the ability to put all kinds of stuff in there, which is fairly usable. And now this is becoming more of like a utility vehicle that just kind of works, and they're using all the different space inside the vehicle to make that happen, which I do like. I do like that they're innovating. They're trying to make the best of the space. They're making the more luxurious interior. It's becoming more of a almost like a trendy kind of fashiony, fancy. It's not a. Let's say it's not the 1991 Ram Cummins anymore. The old box with the bench seat that rode like you were on rocks, and you know, all of that. So they've changed it up a lot. We've been moving a long way in that technology sector, and Ram has been doing a great job with that. So let's hope that all those fun toys get to come to market, and we get to have our hands on one of those at some point and be able to actually see how that stuff works in the real world, because I'd be interested to see. One thing I do have to ask though, what do you guys think of the mirrors on the Ram Revolution? That stuck out to me the most as something that was a little on the small side. I don't know if there's any kind of technology built into them that's going to help with visibility, or if there's some sort of, I don't know, imaginary screen that appears that can show what's going on there that they can get out of this tiny little thing. I have no idea, but they do have very small mirrors. That's one thing I did notice. So with all that being said, is the Ram Revolution going to replace our gas-powered Ram trucks? Is it going to replace the TRX? All the things that we've loved about the muscle revolution, basically, that we've had over the last 10 years or so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to replace it completely. I think there's a lot to be upgraded on with a few other things, and people need to adapt to new technology. It's nice that they are trying new things, and I don't know whether it's going to be for me at this point, but I guess we'll see when the thing comes to market whether it's going to fit. I mean, you never know. You might see an electric Ram Revolution on the channel at some point. I don't know. I really don't know the future. Would it replace your Ram? Answer that in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely put Ram Revolution in the comment section, or whatever you like to say. Would you like the electric? Would you like to stay gas? Would you like to see a hybrid? Where do you stand on the whole subject of gas versus electric? But as it stands today, we're keeping our gas truck, and we're going to be hearing stuff like this for a very long time to come. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.